Natural Products Expo West with Dr. Amy Shah.
Hi.
Dr. Amy, how are you?
Thanks so much.
You look too young to have graduated medical school.
Wow, I look younger than I am. Let's put it that way.
That's a good thing. All right, we talk about allergies, right? And I get allergies. A lot of people get allergies. First of all, what are allergies?
Allergies are an immediate response that the immune system makes against things that they deem foreign. So somehow your body basically determined that whatever you're breathing in or eating or whatever it is foreign, and it starts an immediate attack mode.
Why would that happen?
Isn't that so crazy? So we think our immune system is very smart, and we start making decisions in our immune system from the time we're born till the time we're 5. It's most decision making. That's when they're deciding what is friend and what is foe. And unfortunately, in our world, that gets a little confused.
So we have all kinds of junk in the air, for example, okay? I live in the Southern California area, and you live in Phoenix, Scottsdale, and you're getting our smog. We apologize in advance. Is that one of the potential allergens that can cause respiratory problems?
Yeah, pollution, absolutely. In fact, when they looked at pollution mixed with pollen particles, the pollen was more allergenic even. And it's like a pollution itself is very irritating to our respiratory airways, but then mixed with pollen, it's even more.
All right, so the pharmaceutical industry has created some really great meds, okay?
Yes.
And if you have asthma, I think one of your children has asthma,
Yep.
one of my sisters had asthma, you need something immediate, or you're
Exactly.
gonna die.
You're gonna die, yeah.
But for the general public who, sniffles and snorting and dripping and coughing, what can we do to alleviate some of these symptoms?
So great questions. There's a few strategies that I like to tell people, especially if they have allergies during pollen season, which is, now for most parts of the country.
Yeah, it's going to start very soon, if
Yeah.
not now.
So one of the strategies I say is delay your showers and your workouts. So first thing in the morning, or you could do two showers.
I'm a morning shower guy, but yeah,
So
okay, I get it.
You could do a morning and evening shower. The best thing about the evening showers, it's washing away that pollen and that dirt and all of those things that are stuck in your eyes and your hair and your body, so that when you're sleeping, it doesn't affect you. And then the other, working out outdoors, if you delay it to the afternoon or early evening, it's less likely to be high pollen time.
When is high pollen time?
Early in the morning is when they release pollen before 10 a.m. And so if you can delay it to the afternoon or early evening, or even late evening, it's great. The other thing is be proactive. I think we talked about this, but starting your medications early. And if you're someone who is really sensitive to medications, and someone like you were saying you kind of want to do the toxin-free, the paraben-free, the filler, dye, and flavor-free medications. There's a new saline medication by Genexa actually that doesn't have parabens and EDTA and all these additives.
You would think that saline would have salt and water.
Exactly. Before I became a medical advisor for Genexa, I had no clue how many toxic fillers, dyes, parabens, and phthalates are in medications that we prescribe to babies. I mean, babies are getting this nasal saline, and I had no idea that this was doing it. So I felt like, wow, this is a mission. We need to all get on board with kind of going toxin-free with our medications and our foods and our lives, really.
Did you hear about the woman who had a neti pot up in the Pacific Northwest?
Yes.
She died using a neti pot because she used tap water. There was a virus in there.
Yeah, you have to use distilled water. I say neti pot is an amazing tool, but you have to be careful because you're putting something into your nasal cavities. And the other lady who died was in Louisiana, where she was using the tap water, and the tap water was contaminated with parasites. So she got a parasitic infection in her sinuses. It was awful.
It ate her brain.
That's awful. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about over-the-counter preps compared to what you're doing here at Genexa.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a reaction to, a personal reaction to a lot of the allergy meds. They give me a headache. Benadryl knocks me out. One pill. I mean, I'm not the biggest guy in the world.
Yeah.
It says 2 pills. If I took 2 pills, I'm out for 4
You're
days.
out.
And then the next day, of course, I've got foggy brain or foggier brain.
That's the common side effects. Yeah.
Right.
So that's why it's really important to think about, being proactive about decreasing your pollen exposure, and then also choosing healthier. Like, I love saline spray, I love neti pot, I love the showers in the evening. That way you have to minimize the medications that you're using.
Okay.
But at some point, I do think that the combination of using these natural things like the allergy D that Genexa has, the saline, and then also using an antihistamine if you need it, is actually a good strategy. Because, for me, I don't like to take medications, but when it's pollen season, you might have to resort to it.
What about, does Genexa have a non-pharmaceutical
Yes.
decongestant or
Yes.
natural antihistamine?
Yes, they have Allergy D by Genexa is actually a natural formulation for allergies that doesn't have the side effects that typical antihistamines do. So if you're sensitive to antihistamines, or if you're just looking for another option that's natural, this is a great option.
Listen, I appreciate your spending some time with us. It's a busy time. You can hear all the noise in the background
Yeah.
at Natural Products Expo West. Have you been before?
I have. I came 2 years ago and I was here yesterday.
Yeah. It's an amazing thing for the last, literally 20 years that I've been coming. And I should mention that Dr. Amy went to a couple of schools that, you may have heard of, like Harvard and Cornell. I forgot the third
Columbia.
one. Columbia.
Yeah.
So she knows what she's talking about. Last question. When was the light switch that went on from allopathic to alternative?
When I had my own crisis, I was feeling exhausted. I wasn't sleeping well. I felt burned out at work. And I was exercising, but I wasn't getting the results. And that's when I started to look into hey, what's going on? And nobody had any answers for me. And so I started to do my own research, and I had a car accident right around that time, and it forced me to stop and think, why am I so rushed? Why am I so frazzled all the time? This is not my personality. And so I kind of looked at all of those things, and that's when my journey started.
All right, one last, I lied. Why do doctors make us wait in the waiting room?
It's just to train your patience.
For Health Crush, I'm Mark Alyn.